Can you imagine if you go back to 2019, the early days of AEW, and you show an AEW fan what AEW looks like in 2024? I know I would, because what AEW is doing right now is ridiculous. First of all, you are close to your pay-per-view Full Gear. Let's look at the card real quick. Check it out. There are 9 matches on the show. Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. Sure to be a good match. Then we have Ricochet versus Konosuke Takeshita. Should be a banger of a match. Then we have Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Sure to be a good match. I can also say the same with Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. MJF versus Roderick Strong. Should be a good match. Then we have a championship celebration with Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa, who looks great, by the way. Then we have a World Tag Team title 4-way match. Why? Oh, I know. It's because they want to get everybody on the show. Then we have Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. Will they put in a banger? I don't know. With how I'm seeing AEW's women's division recently, I don't know. Daniel Garcia versus Jackass Jack Perry. Yes, I called him a jackass. What are you going to do about it? Oh, and that match is for the TNT title. Who wins? I don't know. I haven't been watching AEW recently. So, if I was to guess, probably Daniel Garcia. Then we have a disaster of a main event. Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW World title. How are people going to believe that Orange Cassidy is going to save AEW from this disaster of a story with Jon Moxley and what are they calling themselves now? The Death Riders? Blackpool Combat Club was better. And AEW went out of their way to actually do a music video on this pay-per-view with Guns N' Roses' November Rain. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Guns N' Roses. I like November Rain. It's one of their biggest hits of all time. Oh, and I also saw the video too, which I was 50-50 on it. But there's actually a match that I don't even want to know why it's happening. Look at this crap. What is this? Big Boom AJ with Big Justice, known as the Costco Guys, taking on QT Marshall at the 0 hour of Full Gear. You're telling me that Tony Khan brought in these guys that say, chocolate chalky cookies to AEW, and you wonder why the AEW Dynamite ratings are down. Nobody wants to see this stupid crap. They want to see wrestling, not chocolate chunky cookies. I have made so many rant videos on AEW, and I literally can't take this anymore. I literally can't. Do you guys remember when NXT moved to Wednesday nights because of the election? They were competing against AEW Dynamite. And guess what? NXT actually beat AEW Dynamite in their own night. Do you know how embarrassing that is for AEW? It's sad. Back in 2019, AEW Dynamite was kicking NXT's ass. And now the roles are reversed here in 2024. And I believe it's going to be the same thing when we get to 2025. Now here's a clip that I actually want to show you guys from, what was that event called? Complex Con? Well, let me just show you the clip.
Are there any, I'm not going to ask you what you think I'm asking. I'm not talking about the press conference. Do you have any regrets from AEW with regard to matches that didn't happen or stories that didn't get told?
Do I? Oh,
like where there's
it's such a loaded question.
So let me reframe it so it doesn't sound that way. Was there someone you didn't get to tell a story with that you would have liked to have told the story?
No.
You feel like you hit the ones that you wanted to hit?
I feel like I wasted some matches on some people for sure. But that is what it is. Like, some people understand the business, some people don't. You know, and I think everybody here understands the business.
Yeah,
What I just showed you was CM Punk burying AEW. He said that he wasted some of his matches in AEW, and he also said that some people understand the business, some people don't. Gee, I wonder who CM Punk is talking about when he said some people don't understand the business. Have you figured it out who it is? He's literally right in front of you. That's right. Tony Khan doesn't understand the business. And if you say that he understands the business, you're lying. How did we go from Kenny Omega's dominant AEW title reign to freaking this. Speaking of Kenny Omega, he was actually in an interview with Sean Ross Sapp, and he said that AEW is fine as it is. What? So you're basically telling me that Big Boom AJ versus QT Marshall is great for AEW? And that terrible Jon Moxley story is great for AEW? And apparently he doesn't have any plans to go back to AEW. Apparently he wants to go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This guy is a complete idiot. How does he not see everything that's wrong with AEW right now? You have MJF feuding with Adam Cole, but he's fighting Roderick Strong at Full Gear, which doesn't even make any sense at all. I know I said that it might be a good match, but still, it doesn't make sense at all. Then you have Mercedes Moné getting shut the f*** up chance. Like, the fans just don't like her at all. They just don't even want to see her at all. There's even people on social media saying, please get the f*** off of my TV. And have you been noticing in some promos in AEW that the crowd is just silent? You can literally hear a pin drop when listening to these promos. Even when someone is making an entrance, the crowd is quiet. Everything about AEW is sad. And I'm probably the only one that's going to say this. AEW is nothing more than just another independent wrestling promotion. There's no story, there's no top stars. All we're seeing is just banger matches. That's all what Tony Khan wants to do. And apparently Tony Khan wants to bring in the guys from CMLL again? What? There's a reason why some content creators are not streaming AEW Dynamite anymore. And good on me for not watching AEW live anymore, because this crap is getting ridiculous. All in all, the magic of AEW is gone. AEW is the worst wrestling company in the entire world. Yes, I said it. CM Punk was right on what he said about AEW. Tony Khan, just give up. At this point, nobody's watching. You're only booking these shows for yourself. Just admit it. And then you want to come at fans on social media saying that, why are you criticizing our show when you've been praising us for years? First of all, why are you even on social media interacting with fans when you're literally supposed to be, I don't know, booking the next pay-per-view or so? And even then, the booking's going to be terrible. And then you got some sort of $1 million deal from Warner Bros. Discovery that you want to continue airing Dynamite and Collision on TNT and TBS. That deal is not going to help AEW at all. And you're saying that AEW is where the best wrestle? What's going on right now is not what's proven where the best wrestle. I can go on and on and on, but I'm not going to do that. But I want to know from you guys, do you still watch AEW? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell for more videos, follow me on Twitter at EthanStoyShow, and I'll see you in the next one.